of the testing security rules and all of the papers and forms involved if you're in a classroom or monitoring a classroom, okay? And then you'll get weekly for STAR. This one is for this round of testing, okay? So, baggies for cell phones, okay? They get a Post-it note with their name on it, their cell phone goes in it. Make sure the cell phone is off, turn it off yourself. If on the day of testing a cell phone goes off, then we have an irregularity and that's a problem. So we've decided to let them stay in the classroom, but when the kids walk in, they need to have their cell phone on their desk first thing. They fill out the cell phone form saying they have one, which is in here, and I'll show you all those forms in just a minute. Okay. And then you take, once they fill it out and they put their signature and everything, you take their cell phone, you turn it off, you put their Post-it note, little Johnny Johnson cell phones in here off with the Post-it note that says the same, and you lock it in the closet until we're done testing for the day, okay? All right, if you're doing writing, you have to fill out this form if the child requests that the prompt be read, okay? So, and you guys may not be with a writing group and you may not be with a math group, but here's why we have to train everyone, because we never know who got a flat tire on the way to work or who got sick, especially in flu season. So you may end up testing them, so you'll want to know everything.
Can all students request reading or only
the prompt? Just the prompt for writing, yeah. But now the state wants us to go ahead and tell them who was it that actually requested that, and what kind of essay it was, okay? And you'll write that, you'll fill in the information at the top, okay? And there are directions in each bucket for administering the test. Ms. Taylor created those for you. So it has all of everything you have to say and do in the directions, okay? This goes on your door once you get there and stays on there until we tell you that it's time, okay? So go ahead and make sure this is taped on the door when you get there. This is an oral admin bucket, so if you're doing oral admin, make sure you carefully read what it looks like in listed assessments here, okay? And that you are aware of what exactly you can say and what you can't say, okay? So just give that a look-see over when you get to your class. Okay, this is the cell phone form. It says my phone is off and I have turned it in, they sign it, okay? You can take this up after they've signed it. You don't have to put it in the baggie. We want to keep it. So don't put this in the baggie, just a Post-it note goes in the baggie. But when they walk in, the first thing is, good morning, I'm glad you're here. Take out your cell phone and have it out on your desk. Make sure you turn it off, okay? And that's this, okay? All right, you have a roll sheet in your bucket. It has all the students' names on it. You're gonna take roll. That's very important for attendance and also knowing who took the test that day. So make sure you take roll right away. And before you even have your kids come in, let's say Miss whoever, Miss Wright, is sick and you end up having to cover. We don't expect that's going to happen because typically we would try to cover her with, that grade level and that content area. But let's say that happened. You have to go in. So hopefully she'll have given some information on a seating chart, but you may have to go ahead and create that seating chart from these kids. And I'll show you what that seating chart looks like. But make sure you take roll. This is a nurse's pass in case they need to go to the nurse. Okay. This is a restroom log. So Jennifer Jones needs to go to the restroom. You, not her. You write her name, the time she left, and when she comes back, the time she arrived back. And fill out the top. Okay?
So we do that.
Yeah, how many restroom breaks do they get?
Up to 4.
Up to 4, yeah. Don't tell them you get 4 restroom
Yeah,
breaks either, because
no,
they'll take
definitely.
them all.
They will.
But that's how many they get. On the back of this is really important because it's kind of new. And this goes, we're doing testing exactly or as close to the way we would do STAR testing so that it's consistent. So the back of the restroom monitoring log is the test administrator monitoring log. And that means if I walk in and walk around your room, then I have to go and sign my name, that I was in there at 10:15, that I left at 10:20, and just monitoring. Or maybe I was giving you a restroom break, and I would write restroom. You have to come on here and say, Nino, out at 10:15 and back at 10:20 restroom. That would be an example of when I'm relieving you for a restroom break. Both of us have to sign this, okay? Changing test room location. Everyone in the room is done except for one, and he has extra time, and the others are starting to get restless. Administrators make a call and they move your student rather, to take the test in another quieter room. So student name, Jennifer Jones. Test booklet, I think it's last name comma first actually, so Jones comma Jennifer. Test booklet number, that's on the test booklet. Time out, so let's say everybody was done and she's still working at 10:30, so you write 10:30. Where she's going, you might have to ask us, but we'll tell you and help you get that information. And then this will need to go with her, and this will need to be written in by the new test administrator. So that form will go with her, okay? Students that took 3 or more hours to test, that's just something the state asks us to log, and you'll make a list there.
Last name first.
Yeah, I think it's last comma first so we can keep it organized and consistent. Okay, so this one's another student verification form. Here, so I've been informed of the cell phone electronics device policy. So they have to sign the other one and this one here.
2 forms, okay. The short form
Here's
goes
what it
with your
looks
cell
like.
phone in the baggie,
Yeah,
and that one's,
no,
No.
neither one go in the baggie.
They're just scanned.
okay.
Yeah, I can get clarification on that. That does seem like you're doing it twice.
Yeah.
Don't know, maybe there's a reason, but I would say go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Be safe than sorry. Okay, so this one is the materials form, okay? So in the real thing, you would have a form number. You would put that there. You may still have a form number. Let's take a look. So it doesn't look like these have numbers on them. Yeah, but let's say they were numbered like 1 to 12. This number 12 was Jennifer's, okay? So you go next to Jennifer's name, you put number 12, and then you say she's present. What? Nope, I'm sorry. This is I take that back. This is the attendance. Okay, there's 2 attendants.
They kind of the same.
Sorry, I confused you. Back up. This one is for just attendance that you turn into the office. This one, which does have a student form number, actually has the seating chart at the bottom. So next to every name is a number, okay? So let's say Jaleel Cooper, he is number 4 on the list. So you put number 4 in the place where he's seated, okay? Total numbers assigned, absent, and all that, and your signature. And it has an explanation here. They make it really easy because we used to have to write their name, but now we just write their number. Yeah.
I have a quick question, Lonnie.
Sure.
Do we need to write the finish time on there? Cause I know last year we, like kind of right beside the form number.
Yes,
right there
thank
in the
you.
space.
Yes, you do.
Time finish.
That's right. Right here, next to the form number, you write the time they finished. And you were in there at that part too, and she said right here. And it's confusing because it doesn't say that, but you do have to write the time they finished on there. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Say that again?
Oh, so when they turn in the form, you write down finish time where?
Yes, so
Under-
it's right here. It's just a blank
Oh, by the
space.
booklet there.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wish they had gone ahead and penciled
Okay.
that in, but they didn't. So I guess that'll be were you listening during the training moment? Because Yeah, that's kind of, if you don't remember, you might forget, okay? Let me see what else is in here. This was her explanation. That's the example, if you want to take a look at it. Okay. Okay, so in your bucket, you have a restroom
That's
pass.
for if someone came in late,
Okay.
so they still get 3 hours, they have to know when they started.
Right. Right, thank you. And if a child comes in late, I'm glad you brought that up, they told us that they're gonna give the kids directions out in the hall. So it
Okay.
doesn't come in and disrupt your class.
Okay.
That makes sense? This is the restroom pass, everybody will get one.
Okay.
The child will take with them when they go, okay? No one should be calling out in class, or they should raise their hand and be recognized before you go to them and they whisper, I need to go to the restroom, or I need to go to the nurse, or whatever. Okay?
You can remind them of that when you start class.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it's a silent
Yeah.
atmosphere that needs to stay silent unless they raise their hand and you walk to them and they are recognized in a whisper voice. Okay? That brings up a really good point. Be on your feet monitoring. If you end up in a classroom for restroom breaks or for full test administration, be on your feet the whole time. I know that that's challenging. It's a tiring day for everybody, but it is so important that we stay alert so that we don't have any irregularities or anything. We're trying to avoid whatever circumstance and variable we can. This one is the accommodations sheet. So it lists out students' names and their accommodations, okay? If you are in a small group, then you'll get instructions for what does small group oral administration at student requests look like, okay? And you'll follow those instructions. Okay, but this lists all of their accommodations. Okay, this is their bubble sheet here. You can remind students, according to STAR, that you have forgotten to bubble your answers. Please go back and do that now. Okay, it says something like that in the STAR manual. And once we get to the STAR test, we'll all practice those phrases together and we'll try to have them on cards for you. Okay, so far you can read the prompt to them for writing if they request it. And you must write that down. And then you may remind them to bubble if they've forgotten to do so. Okay. Let me get this back together. Okay, there's a red sign in here that says I need a break. You slide this under the door and a monitor in the hallway will bring you, or will get you out of there and get you a break. They said try to take it a 5-minute, between 5 and 10 if absolutely necessary, but don't take a 15-minute break or anything like that. If you have an oral administration testing group, there's a sign that says this is an oral administration testing group. You shouldn't have that, but if you relieve someone, you might, and the testing sign, okay? Hi, can I help you?
I have a couple questions. Is it that time?
Yes, but I can come and visit with you in a minute.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, give me like 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, thank you. Any questions so far? Okay. So I just want to make sure that I get this back in here, this back in here. I think that I have gone over everything that you need to know. Baggies, snacks are going to be in your hallway. They'll get administered, which likely you guys will be doing by the monitors in the hallway, administering a snack. They'll be passed out by you and by me. So when a student wants a snack, they can leave the classroom for a restroom break or whatever, get a snack, eat it, and then go back in, so that it eliminates all the crunching right now and all the crackling of the paper. Right now, I believe that's the plan, but as we do this, we learn more and more that things they're fluid, and for whatever reason, there's lots of variables we have to adjust. So just always be prepared that something might change. Okay, this is for certain students who have an accommodation called supplemental aid, and this is a graphic organizer for writing. Okay, so just make sure, and they've already labeled them, that if you give this to a student, it is actually their accommodation. Okay, and it's just the framework, it doesn't say anything on it, it's just the framework, but not every student can have that. We did look that up. It also has grammar and mechanics rules included, which they can have, but only if they've been given that as an accommodation. Okay, so make sure you look at your accommodation sheet and find that student and make sure that they have the correct accommodation. Each one of these baggies has your Post-its. Every student can have a highlighter, a pencil, and there are erasers.